If I tell you that we already have AGI, you would laugh, and rightfully so. Many of the people, even in my office, would not believe that and would disagree with me on that. But once in a while, since like past few weeks, I've been getting glimpse of AGI where you can see it's still dumb, it goes off rail from time to time, but there are few times where it does things in a smarter way. So I use Claude Cowork for a couple of things in my um, daily life, especially when I want to create a Google form, when I want to take input of like 500,000 people, be it for a hackathon, be it for like client intake form or like onboarding forms. It's very simple and it's very repetitive work, which nobody likes to do. So this was my fifth time creating a Google form using Cloud Cowork. I was not expecting any magic to happen. Um, and this is how usually it works. You give it all the questions and answers, and it figures out. Claude is like smart enough. It figures out that what format the question is in, and based on that, what should be the right selection of different options that Google Form provides. What should be the right selection of the thing, right? If it's a short answer, if it's a long answer, if it's like a drop down, or is it like checklist, it figures it out very well. But the only problem Cowork faces is that it takes probably an hour to create a short form, right? The reason it happens is because like each time it enters the information, then it takes a screenshot, it figures out if it was right or not, then it usually there is a mistake and then it corrects itself. It has never happened that I have to go and correct something technically. I still change the language and sometimes I delete questions. All of that is like, even if intern is doing and even if my colleague is doing, I would do the same. So it performs really well on Google Forms. Like you ask it to create a Google form, it will create a Google form. And you're thinking like I was talking about AGI and now I'm talking about Google Forms. Here is why. Today I asked it to create a Google form again. It had like 7 or 8 questions. It is the shortest Google form I have ever created, right? So I was watching it create, and suddenly inside Google Form, it went inside the settings of Google Form and it was writing some kind of code, and I freaked out for a second because I have done this before and it has never done like anything suspicious. This is the first time I was thinking, Claude, you're sus bro, you're doing something wrong, right? Then I went to the main Claude window and I was trying to figure out why is it writing code when I asked it to create a Google form. It figured something out for the first time ever. It figured out that Claude does not need to do everything manually. It can write a script which can create a Google form. And I didn't even know if this is possible. So this is what it did. It started creating the form and it was taking time. So Claude was like, fuck it, let's use API, Google Forms API, and create the form using API. I'm going to write a code that's going to create Google form. Let's pause here for a second. If this is not AGI, then what is it? No interns I would hire, or like I can guarantee you 99% of people sitting in this office, if I give them like these are the questions, these are the kind of answers I'm expecting with each question, they would never create a script. They would always do it manually. And that's why it was doing it manually, because it has been trained on that kind of data. But suddenly, like the new update, it's not even new model, it's this Opus 4.6 which has created all the previous Google Forms as well. Something has changed inside Claude when it figured out that it needs to write a script rather than doing it manually. So we are at a point where I can confidently say that models wise, in most of the things, we are at AGI level. if you had asked someone in 2016 that what would be AGI for this specific domain, they would describe exactly the system we have today. Now it's the final layer that we need to solve, which is the implementation layer. And now, like, the bigger question everybody needs to ask is, like, if software can be built on the go this fast, then what are you going to build? What is bigger than, like, anything else? So this is exciting. It's golden hours, and I'm thinking around what should be a focus, as well as AGI comes, what are the businesses that we should be building and what are the businesses we should stay away from. Luckily, we are at a very cool intersection of distribution and tech, where we can go forward in multiple directions. Each one of them are equally exciting. So yeah, that's what is keeping me awake nowadays, and that's what is pushing me to work more and to do more and to dream more. That's the biggest one, because this has been my like, to talk about something personal. This has been my, like, personal thing. Each couple of weeks and months, I feel like, we are not growing fast enough. We are not, like, doing more things just because it's people problem, it's communication problem, or it's because we work with enterprise clients. It's like they are moving slow. Now 99% of the time I am not doing things where we could be moving faster. So it's good, like, the power is back in my hand, where I am the bottleneck. If I cannot do XYZ thing, it's a skill issue. Right? And it's not like, anybody else's problem. Like, I should have figured it out with AI, or with, like, systems of AI, and that's exciting. I love it. All right, that's it. uh, Sun is setting. We are in Rajkot, and it's a good day. It's I have used, like, probably 10 sessions of Claude, and I feel like we have AGI. People will disagree with me right now, but looking backwards, this was the time where you could see that, we already had AGI in our computers, within Claude, within ChatGPT, within all the language models we already have today.